But I think they were too liberal. They were too liberal in those days, where they allowed the Western world to come in and begin to find the loopholes at which they can use against Africa, which one of the loopholes is to make sure that their kingdoms are destabilized. This is my take.
All right. The African leaders, the African kingdoms or kings and ruler at the time didn't anticipate what was going to happen. So they played a game where they were going to lose and they lost. Now, the people who dominated then are the European, who were not as sophisticated as they are today compared to Africa. We are basically on the ground. We have nothing to stand on because we have been reduced to children. Because at the time the European encountered Africa, there was still kingdom. People were still having a lot of respect for their leadership based on kingship. There was still a lot of trust in the system, unlike what we have today. If at that time, let me use your word for it, because Africa is a land flowing with milk and honey. The European needed this, and for this, they did everything they could to destroy the kingship and implant what they wanted in the name of their system of government. If they succeeded then, why do you think now that they are more sophisticated in every respect compared to Africa, they will not destroy us again while we try to rebuild the same system that they have destroyed? Help me with that.
No, they cannot. Why? Because they are aware that most Africans are now very much aware. Their eye opened, like unlike before. Most Africans are learning. Right now, they know better than them. Whatever they think they know, that Africans know better than them. And Africans have had it all to the neck. They have had it all there. And they are tired of such dictatorship or such governments of siphoning what is in Africa. Hence, you have seen most rules that have come in now, even about the minings, that no more mining is monetization. And they brought in this system, we counter it with the order and all that. There have been a whole lot of Africans rising up from all regions at this moment, speaking against the ruddy way of the Western world intervention into Africa, and also their way of, taking our things forcefully. Let me use that word, taking our things forcefully without our permission, without our authority, and they feel that they know better than us, is no more happening. So I am saying right now, we have those who are more eyed open than before, learned Africans who are refusing to adhere to what has happened in the past. And the diaspora coming back to Africa, which of course were the African descent, who were also forcefully taken out for an unpaid labor, are also standing strongly to see that what happened in the past no more happen now, which is of course the issue of slave trade that happened in the past is no more going to have. They are workshops and all that to see this. This is the consequences of what question. I am saying that we have, at the present time, we have a more learned Africans.
Okay, it is true that the Europeans are no longer they maybe using force to take the resources from Africa. Maybe that is because they no longer need the force, because if they have educated the people on how they want it to be done, and the people are doing it the way they want it to be done, then there is no need to use force. No, what I mean is that maybe these Africans you are referring to who are educated, they have been educated according to the style the European wanted, so they cannot. They don't need to be angry because the system is basically set up according to them. Anyway, let me leave it there. Another thing I'm trying to understand now from the SWAF Federation and the resuscitation of Africa is how much knowledge is being passed to the people about the value of their land, of their culture, so that they will be able to uphold it and resist any opposition, instead of simply try to maybe impose something on them, in the sense that those that are going to resist, of course, if they don't have a good information of why they even need to defend their land, their resources, their system of government and everything, then they can easily give it away. But the reason they will defend it is if they understand what exactly they are defending. So from the point of view of SWAP Federation, are the people being educated enough to understand the value of African kingship?
Absolutely, they do, because we are doing a whole lot of awareness campaign in different countries. We're doing workshops, and we are organizing online workshops for several people who are asking different questions. And we, at the same time, like in Nigeria, for instance, we have gotten lands being given to SWAF Federation by different kingdoms. And we want to use those lands to do what we call the Hall of Fames. What do we mean by Hall of Fames? Hall of Fames is where we can have the pictures of the heroes of the local constituency, not just state level, the local constituencies, the communities, the kingdoms, warriors in the past who has seen to the existence of their community and war and community existence. We keep their pictures in the Hall of Fames. Why are we doing all this? We're doing this to bring back in their mind that there are people who has fought for them in the past that need to be embraced, and they themselves should also do something symbolic according to what the past warriors have done. So we are carrying on such workshops, and we are also doing a whole lot of awareness campaign. We are organizing several symposiums to make sure that activities of such are in the mind of the young generation.
I was thinking on, because now African countries haven't gotten independence from many European colonial system. They believe that they have system, they have government. No, of course we run election, we are free. Let's call it like that. Let's say like that. Now, in 2022, what do you think the role of SWAF? What do you think is going to be the role of SWAF in the current African political setup? Is it going to replace the politics that we have today, where we elect leaders into office, or is it going to play a subordinate role in this system? Are we in the wake of a new political setup, reorganization of Africa, where we no longer need this politics of democracy, or are we going to be missing all of them together? I'm not yet clear on that.
The way it is, we're going to be mixing all of them together, but with caution. We will have caution in our operations because we are not political, and we are not interested in their politics. We are not even in any way going to get into politics. We are only making sure that what our forefathers put in our hands does not go in vain. We make sure that we are holding up to culture and tradition as custodians of culture and tradition in Africa. Otherwise, a time shall come when your child will not even know that certain things has existed in our African what do you call it, way of life. But we are standing there to make sure that they do not use the democracy, that's what I call it, not democracy.
So in this sense, the SWAP Federation and of course the system that is being proposed do not really have the power to be able to enforce it, because we are going to see operate under the current system. And the current system have access to weapons, the military, the police, the law, the infrastructure, and everything, the forces of cohesion. And the SWAP Federation, what is proposing, do not have those things. How are you able to demand something from a system like that?
Well, like I said, in SWAP Federation, we are not inclined to war or become politicians. And we don't need all those weapons of mass destruction. You know, the weapons of mass destruction is not our intentions. But if you have people, I repeat, if you have people, you have more than the weapon and you have more than wealth. And if people listens to you, which is our subjects, listen to us, then it becomes the weapon against them. The weapon they are carrying cannot just come in and begin to kill people. No. If the people accept that the weapon should kill them, it kills them. If they do not accept, we go out in masses. And when we go out in masses, we condemn such actions and it will never take place. That is our force. That is our weapon. So in other ways, our weapon, I repeat, and I stress on it, is the people of African descent, and the local constituencies and the roots of Africa are our people, and they are our power. And if they are our power in what we're doing, then obviously we have the best. It's not about weapon. It's not about weapon.
All right. Thank you so much for that. That is very clear and also very understanding. Now, what would be your final statement here for people who want to maybe understand SWAF better? Of course, we already talked a lot about it, but to conclude it in your own way, what would be your final statement? Please go ahead.
My final statement to all Africans is that we must all learn to come together at the right time. Time matters. Time is important. And the time is now. If we do not come together at this very point in time, then a lot could happen to us in the nearest future, whereby all of us will be taken. It is appalling and very bad that those who have money have no brain, and those who have brain have no money. But when you put these people together, they have formidable effort. In other words, I'm saying the rich Africans should come and see what SWAF Federation is doing. Come and see how you could be of importance with your expatriate, with your knowledge, with your money or whatever, into developing the affairs of SWAF, developing or supporting the affairs of SWAF, supporting the mission of SWAF. The mission of SWAF is to resuscitate, revive, and restore the dignity of Africans. And above all, we are fighting for repatriation and restitution of the African descents. In other words, if we stand together and push for all this as Africans at this time, it's not about who owns this voice. It's not about who is this person from, where is he from, and what is he doing, and that I must be the number one or number head or the two or what. No, we don't do that in SWAF Federation. Everybody is fighting for the development of Africa. We work together as a team, as a group. We do not say this person is the head, that is not the head. But then you must know, in all representation, there must be a speaker. I am the speaker of SWAF Federation. And at this point in time, I am saying, come one, come all, join us, and let us develop Africa together. Let us have a better Africa. Let's put back Africa. Let's put back Africa. Let us put it back together. Uhuru, Africa.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It has been a pleasure here. This has been another important lecture. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.